Welcome to Snooze Worthy, a podcast by Parenting Practice of Colorado, your window into the world of pediatric sleep, where we explore the science behind sweet dreams, effective sleep teaching techniques, and all the intriguing nuances of your child's slumber. I'm your host, Lindsey Birchfield.
And I'm Paige Legault. Together, we're here to guide you through the labyrinth of parenting, offering insights, strategies, and science-backed advice to make parenting during those early childhood years not just manageable, but truly memorable.
As pediatric sleep specialists, we've seen the transformational power of sleep in countless families.
And because parenting is a journey, we won't stop at sleep. We'll provide you with valuable parenting tips for every aspect of early childhood, from managing tantrums to fostering creativity and hitting those all-important milestones.
So whether you're a seasoned parent in need of a sleep overhaul or a new parent preparing for the joys and challenges of early childhood, Snooze Worthy is your trusted resource. Join us as we unravel the science of sleep, share practical advice, and make parenting truly snooze-worthy. Welcome back to Snooze Worthy. I'm Lindsey, and I'm here with my partner in sleep and all things parenting, Paige.
Hi, everyone. Today we're talking about a major transition, helping your 8 to 12-year-old. We're going older here. A lot of people don't know this, but we work with up to 12-year-olds. But today we're talking about getting those older kids the sleep they need with school while school ramps up. Schedules get busy and screens start creeping into our evenings.
Yeah, this age group gets overlooked in a lot of sleep conversations, but the need for consistency, high quality rest is really important for them too. According to the American Academy of Sleep Medicine, kids age 6 to 12 need 9 to 12 hours of sleep per night. That's not just a number. Research from the NIH and American Academy of Pediatrics shows that when school-age kids get less than 9 hours, they're more likely to struggle with concentration, mood swings, anxiety, behavior issues, and even academic decline.
Yeah, and it's not just about how long they sleep, it's about how well they sleep, especially as life gets more emotionally complex. So let's dig into the stressors they face and how sleep gets disrupted and what actually helps.
Yeah, so let's do a little bit about understanding what keeps 8 to 12-year-olds up at night. This age group is facing real mental and emotional stress, even if they don't always say it out loud. Between ages 8 and 12, kids are developing more complex social awareness. They're experiencing academic pressures that are new and becoming more sensitive to peer dynamics, including the rise of group texts, social media exposure, and comparison.
Exactly. And common stressors at this age include friendship shifts or social exclusion, school anxiety or fear of failure or perfectionism, overpacked schedules. We see this a ton.
All the time.
And increased responsibility without the coping tools to build the scaffolding around them to help manage it. And then, of course, the big one, you guys, screen exposure and digital drama that doesn't shut off at night.
And here's what's tricky. Kids don't always express these stressors in obvious ways. Instead, it might show up as bedtime resistance, trouble falling asleep, waking up at night, or irritability and fatigue during their day.
Yeah. And even crawling into bed with parents is still a major key at this age. So one thing that we see a lot is that these kids look wired but tired. It's the same as our toddlers, right? They seem full of energy at night, but their nervous systems are actually in a state of overstimulation. And this is often due to chronic stress and screen use, which we'll talk about more in a second.
So let's talk about screens. Kids today are digital natives, but their brains aren't wired to process constant stimulation and blue light exposure and social comparison late into the evenings. And studies have shown that blue light from devices actually suppresses melatonin, and that's the hormone that's responsible for sleep. And so that's why even 30 minutes of screen use before bed can absolutely delay sleep onset by up to 1 hour.
Yeah, it's bonkers. And that's not just about melatonin. That dopamine feedback loop created by the scrolling, gaming, group chats can leave kids feeling revved up emotionally, even if they're physically exhausted. Their brains stay alert, checking for notifications, replaying conversations, or worrying about online dynamics. And it's just not just those cute little TikTok videos. It's cognitive arousal that disrupts that body's natural ability to wind down that's so dangerous.
Yep. So to protect sleep, there's a few things that we suggest. One is a household tech curfew. So 60 to 90 minutes before bed, all of the tech goes away. The phones, the computers, TVs, everything is off. Also, charging devices outside of the bedrooms. That's huge. Keeping the screens outside of your child's sleep space. Also, encouraging non-digital hobbies. So think puzzles, journaling, dancing, reading, just something that is not tied to a screen. And then creating open conversations about how screen time is actually making their brain and their body feel. I think oftentimes we don't stop to just look inward to talk about how is our body feeling right now. And that's something that can be really helpful in navigating all of this.
100%. And taking that shame away from it, right? Helping kids recognize how screens affect their sleep can give them that agency that we're talking about. It's not about the punishment or shame or guilt. It's about teaching self-awareness and that regulation of honoring their body when they're tired, hungry, and so forth.
Absolutely. So if your child is going to school, playing sports, doing homework, and trying to stay connected socially, they're doing a lot. And without structure, rest is the first thing that's going to go for them.
Yeah. And just the demands on the kids these days from such an earlier stage is light years away from where it was when we were in middle school.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
So
New
let's
world.
just simplify it. A healthy school year rhythm should protect 3 core things: enough sleep, protected downtime, and real connection without a screen.
So here's what we recommend. So number 1, bedtime routines for 8 to 12-year-olds still really matter. They matter for adults too.
Yeah.
And that they don't need to have lullabies, but they do need to have a consistent cue that the day is coming to an end. And that might look like a warm shower, reading a book together, maybe even a quiet chat, a wonderful time for connection, and then lights out at the same time every night. Number 2 is to build in buffer time. So instead of rushing from practice to dinner to homework to bed, try to build a 20 to 30 minute wind down zone each night. And this really helps transition their nervous system and create space for calm. 3 is just limiting extracurricular overload. More isn't always better. Again, a reminder for us as well.
Yeah.
It's okay to prioritize sleep and sanity over one more club, one more sport, and especially if your child is showing signs of fatigue or emotional dysregulation. And number 4, we have to prioritize that weekday consistency. Sleep isn't just a weekend recovery tool. Aim to keep the bedtime and the wake up time within 30 to 60 minutes of each other all week long, even on the weekends, to support your circadian rhythm. And number 5 is to make room for one-on-one connection. We are built for connection. Kids sleep better when they feel safe and they feel seen. So even just 10 to 15 minutes of focused time with you in the evening without a screen again can help their bodies settle and their minds to just feel less alone.
Yeah, absolutely. Those are such good tips. Sleep is a foundation to everything: mental health, emotional regulation, school success. So if your 8 to 12-year-old seems tired, irritable, or out of sync, zoom out and ask, is their sleep rhythm truly supported for good rest?
And if you want to help building a sleep supportive routine that fits your real life, we've got it for you. Inside the Parenting Practice membership, we offer expert support, life coaching, and on-demand resources, including our full school age sleep guide.
Yep. And we'll help you troubleshoot bedtime battles, screen struggles, and transitions, which aren't just hard for toddlers. They're hard for all of us. All in real time with a community of parents walking the same path with you. The link to join is going to be in our show notes.
And before you go, if you found this particular episode helpful, follow, leave a quick review. It helps other families find us and reminds us that we're making a difference.
Absolutely. Thanks again. We're so happy you're here. We'll see you next time on Snooze Worthy. Sleep well.
Sleep well. Bye.